Hello boys and girls, it's been a while since I've uploaded a new clip and people have been saying to me, where have you gone? Why aren't you uploading video clips? I'm in the process of moving house. I'm in the process of moving back to the United Kingdom. How exciting. I'm going to do a few like this just on my iPhone, which I realise is a bit annoying. I'm going to try not to use the phone too much, move the phone too much. Because whenever I watch people doing clips like this, it gets on my nerves because either they move the phone and then I feel like I'm going to have a fit while I'm watching it because my eyes are wiggling around all over the place, or they bang against the actual phone itself by mistake and then it crashes through your ears like I just did. I hope you didn't have headphones on. Soz. So today we're going to talk about covert narcissism. We're going to talk about this very, very briefly. The last video I did on covert narcissism was like 45 minutes long, and I touched on the key points of it very, very rapidly, and I tried to make that as quick as I could. In thinking about this and simplifying it, what do we mean when we're talking about covert narcissism? In essence, expand your sort of thinking of the word covert. Covert anything. Covert manipulation, covert bullying, covert operations, covert intelligence gathering. It means it's covered. It means it's under the surface. It means that the predator that is operating while seeking its psychological prey, its emotional prey, the narcissistic supply that the predator is looking for, it's operating under the radar. It's operating in secret. I don't know why I said why like that. Why is this such a problem for the target? Well, because for the person who is being preyed upon, the person who is being abused in this narcissistic predatory context is never quite sure whether they are being preyed upon or not. I mentioned this in another video before, where in the early days of doing these sessions with people that focused more on narcissistic abuse, either in an interpersonal relationship or in a family relationship, we came up with she happened to live in a country of the former Soviet Union. So we would joke about this, kind of dark humor, we were joking about gulags, running different gulags. And I would say, well, in my gulag, I beat my prisoners and I tell them, I hate you, filthy prisoners, because you're enemies of the Communist Party and you deserve this pain. And every day at 4 o'clock, I hose them down with cold water and then give them a good beating. In her gulag, she does exactly the same thing. She hoses them down with cold water and she beats them with rubber pipes on the feet or whatever, whatever the abusive thing is. But she tells them that she loves them. She tells them that though they're enemies of the Communist Party, they were mistaken, they were confused, and that she loves them and that she wants to accept them back in to the fold, into the warm heart of communist brotherhoodness. Now, you might think this is a silly example, but this actually did happen. The very term brainwashing that we use in English is an anglification and bastardization of a Chinese communist term that I think was either called, I think the word that they use in Chinese implies mind or heart washing, cleansing the heart, that because the word in Chinese will imply heart, mind and spirit, cleansing the heart of impurity, of impure thoughts against the Communist Party. Why is it so much crueler in the gulag, where they are told as they're being beaten that they're in the ministry of love, not in the ministry of torture, as in 1984? Why is that so much crueler? Because if you are allowed to call abuse, if you are allowed to say, yes, I am an anti-communist, beat me all you want, you filthy communist swine, I stand in opposition to you, then your spirit won't be broken. You will know who you are. But if you are told repeatedly over days, months and years with constant exposure that you are not being beaten, that you are not hated, that you are loved, and that this is not torture, I'm not torturing you, I'm not punishing you for being an anti-communist, I love you, I am re-educating you, I am washing your heart, my brother, my sister, my comrade, Tavarish, I am cleansing your mind of these impure, filthy, capitalist thoughts that corrupt you and bind you to the great Satan of, whatever the common enemy is. Covert narcissism operates in exactly the same way. I'm not beating you, I'm loving you. I'm not hurting you, I'm your friend. I'm not the predator, I am the prey. So I need to wrap this up because it's nearly 5 minutes, where I prey upon you. I am the covert narcissist. I prey upon you. But even as I prey upon you, I am telling you, brainwashing you, propagandizing you into believing that I am not a predator. I am not preying upon you. I am not drinking your milkshake. Even as the straw is in my mouth and I'm slurping away, I'm looking at you and saying, I'm not drinking your milkshake. This is not happening. And not only that, but I am not a predator. I am the prey. I am the victim here. I am the victim. You, in fact, are abusing me. So here's what then happens in this echo chamber of insanity is you get covert and inverted narcissists accusing people of narcissism even as they are narcissistically consuming them. So it would be like the praying mantis eating the head of another mantis, and even as they're eating that head going, why are you eating my head? Why do you devour me this way, you filthy creature? Even as they are hitting you, they cry out in pain. Even as you are struck by the covert narcissist, they hit you and they say ow. They attack you and then they shrink away in terror. What would the effect of this be? So imagine in this crazy gulag that gets even crazier. My gulag, I just beat people and I'm just like, you filthy anti-communist, how could you, I'll force you at gunpoint to kiss this picture of Stalin. But in my client's gulag, in the other gulag, where she tells them she loves them and that this is for their own good and that this is for their own education, what if it went even crazier? What if in her crazy gulag, every time a prison guard beat a prisoner across the feet with that rubber hose, the prison guard said, ow, 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 why are you hurting me? Why are you doing this to me? Now, you might laugh as you think about that, but something like that goes on. It's a very silly, cartoonish, easy to envision example I'm giving you, so that you could see how crazy this is and how crazy making it would be. If indeed this did happen, how much damage would it do to you? How much damage would it do to the victim? Not only are you now suffering, see, covert narcissistic abuse is a different animal. It's a different thing. Overt narcissism is horrible. It's a disgusting thing to experience, overt narcissism. A dirtying, humiliating, spirit-destroying thing. But the covert narcissist makes you doubt your own sanity, because for the first year, 2 years, 3 years of the relationship, you'll be spending most of your time going, are they abusing me or not? Are they a predator or not? Are they the predator or are they the victim? Because you'll notice, clever people that you are becoming, clever people that we are becoming as we get wise to this game, is that they propagandize us with the notion that they are vulnerable. And there is this thing that allegedly borderline people do. Borderline, some people will say, is a form of narcissism, borderline personality disorder, which is of being the vulnerable predator and of being very ostentatiously and pretentiously and theatrically vulnerable right in front of you. Look at how poor and vulnerable and small I am and delicate and fragile, nom, 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 even as they're, devouring you from within and eviscerating you and eating your guts in front of your eyes. Which, I like using film analogies, brings me back to the idea of the Schmeagol Gollum split character, who is at times the innocent, big-eyed, he's kind of cute in a sort of hairless, toothless, grey-skinned, loincloth-wearing way, and then he switches, and when your guard is down, and you're that pleasant fat hobbit who's going, oh, maybe Schmeagol's not so bad, that's when Gollum comes out and drinks your milkshake and eats your liver while you're asleep. So it's a double-edged sword. Not only are you being narcissistically abused, but you don't know that you're being narcissistically abused, because they are propagandizing you and brainwashing you, mind-washing you, heart-washing you into thinking that they're the victim, which is why when we go through the traits of covert narcissists, one of the big ones is they have a victim complex, and they're very ostentatiously full on with saying, I am not understood by this cruel world. You don't understand me. Nobody understands me. I'm the biggest victim in the room. So how do you overcome that? Well, you need to learn to see abuse as abuse. And when somebody is not being very nice to you, if you don't like the term abuse, if it's too psychobabbly for you or too strong for you, then just think about the ways in which this person is not very nice to you. Maybe go ahead and write them down. By giving you silly examples that are extreme and comic book and filmish inside of your head, it allows me to bring that which is invisible into the visible. Because if you are really sat there going, this is abuse and this person is mentally ill, that moment that you can actually get that foothold on sanity and say, yeah, this person ain't right, at that moment you can be saved. You can save yourself. You can break out of that prison and say, okay, there's something going on here that isn't right. It's not me, it's them. Okay, that's way more than I meant to do. Babbling on. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. I'll be moved into the new house soon, and then I'll do videos as normal, not on the shaky cam thing. If you've got any questions or comments, just post them in the comment section below, and I will talk to you again soon. Thank you.